Today I want to give you reasons why in most Christian communities, the elderly or the elders think the youths are rebellious. I'm going to begin by telling you a story. There is a book called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. That book talks about the process of development that was in Africa before the coming of the whites. And somehow the writer implies that we were developing, Africa was developing at its pace, but the coming of the white man antagonized our development process. How funny. Yes, but true. So, I'm talking about youths. I'll refer a lot to youth choirs because I'm a musician and I've worked with many youth choirs around Uganda. Most people think that youth choirs and youth groups are not growing, are not serious, they are rebellious, they don't want advice, they don't want to be helped. But let us dive into the life of youths who are serving Christian apostles. For example, choirs. Membership. Let me talk about membership at first. You will find a group of youths, maybe a choir, that has been working a lot for 6 months to sing better, to improve their singing. After doing that for 6 months, half of the group will disappear. Maybe someone has been taken to a boarding school, others get admitted into schools that are far away, maybe universities, and they have to relocate. Such things happen to these groups. Now, they can't achieve their goals because their membership is not steady. People keep disappearing. Their interests are fragile. The example I want to use is funny, but their interests are fragile. For example, they're always changing. Today they will tell you we need drums, the following day they will need a keyboard. They will also be specific to say this keyboard does not have the kind of beats we want. Uniforms. You will buy them a uniform this year, and 2 years down the road, they won't want to put on that uniform. Why? Probably one of them has seen someone in the market putting on a similar design, and this happens a lot with the girls. No, we are not putting on that uniform. Half of the choirs shifted and they went with the uniform. So when they put it on now, it might not look like a uniform because the new members might not have that uniform. Their interests are fragile. New designs. I've met a group of youths who are like, we are not putting on this uniform again because to them it is outdated. That design is outdated. They might not look like serious reasons, but to youths, fragile. That said, if you have been a youth before, you understand what I'm talking about. Untrustworthy leaders. In every youth group, choir, there is that person who is trusted by the Christian community, but they do caviar. Someone swindles choir funds. In some instances, you will meet people who will say, I helped the youths with this. I helped that group with this, but they did not appreciate me. They didn't get back to me. I don't know if what I helped them with was useful enough. My dear, thank you for your help. The team did not receive it. It disappeared somewhere there in the middle. And so the whole group is suffering because of that one person. Dear youth groups, wherever you are, choirs, kindly use a keen eye on such people. You can continue without them. Thank you. Finances. Now, this is critical with youths. Youths are always struggling to raise funds within themselves. For example, I have realized that youth groups are always working to achieve something. They are always raising funds. Trust me on this. For all the youth groups that I've worked with and I have met, they are always trying to raise funds for something. it would be so dangerous. This point is the reason as to why I told you that story at the beginning. It would be so dangerous if you come with a very good idea and impose it on them. It will look like they are rebellious. It will look like they have not heard you. I have realized for every youth group that I've met and worked with, they are always fundraising, they are always raising money within themselves. They are always trying to collect funds to achieve something that would help them serve their Christian communities better. Take for example, there is a choir I used to work with somewhere on the Entebbe Road. We started raising funds for a keyboard from around 2014, and I think the keyboard was received around 2019. We fundraised, we collected money, we did choir concerts, we washed cars, car wash to fundraise for a keyboard. Like 90% of the choir left before they saw the keyboard they were fundraising for. The choir that actually received the keyboard is not the choir that started the fundraising like 5 years before that. Imagine if on their way, in between the 5 years of fundraising for a keyboard, just a keyboard, someone came maybe after, like 2 years down the road, if someone just came and imposed on them something new. Maybe if someone just said, I want drums. You should buy drums. Do you think these youths would take this serious if from their perspective they needed a keyboard 2 years back and you want drums now before they get a keyboard they needed 2 years back? Dear youth leaders, wherever you may be, or whatever capacity you are, understand this about youths. From their perspective, they are trying to serve the Christian communities better. They are always working towards something. I have not met a youth group that is not trying to raise funds for something that will help them serve better. I have not met any. If they are not fundraising for a uniform, they are either trying to buy a certain instrument. If it is not to help a failed member who has failed, maybe to raise tuition, they are trying to help someone start up a business somewhere. Maybe they are trying to do a group project. Kindly get close to those groups. Understand what they are trying to achieve at the moment. Help them achieve it, while you also start driving them into that direction you want them to take.